we're recording, but don't you think it's kind of cool in the underground to like hate Drake?
For the most part, isn't that crazy? Why do you think that?
Why do you think that? And then we'll go into why I think that.
I think they hate that just because they don't like mainstream. Period.
He's like the complete example of like he's the biggest you could get. You know what I
He
mean?
is, yeah, he is mainstream. That's what Drake mainstream.
But I would
I'll
say
be.
that recently he's given a lesson to the youngins. It's that man, you gotta
Like
put
how?
some sriracha sauce on your
Ooh,
condoms. You know what I'm talking about? Did you hear about that
bro,
shit?
I saw a bit of it on academics page. Go ahead and talk about that because I have no idea what that's about.
Allegedly, Instagram model, had a fun little time with Drake, and he, after it was done, he got the rubber and poured some sriracha in the rubber to neutralize the semen, so that she wouldn't pour the in her.
Oh,
So then she tried to pour it in, and then I'm burning.
yeah.
And she's trying to sue him for illegally trying to inseminate. It's kind of weird. She was trying to illegally inseminate herself, but she is the one suing him. So it's kind of really
So,
weird. Like, he gets sued a lot for like
yeah.
things that the people that are suing him do. Does that make sense? So like, one time this person broke into Drake's house and had a couple articles written about how she did this, and then she tried to sue Drake for defamation because she's the one that broke into Drake's house. You know what I mean?
Okay, first of all, who says hot sauce work like that?
I mean, it works. I mean, I,
What? How?
I don't know. I mean, maybe. I mean, we'll see. I guess maybe in 9 months, Drake's gonna have another
Mike,
kid.
are
I
you
don't.
telling me there's hot sauce in birth control?
I don't. Bro, we just found a new discovery.
We
Oh
did,
my
bro.
goodness.
Dog, that's wild, bro. That's gonna burn a lot. Aye,
Oi.
bro. Have you ever like cut jalapenos and then accidentally like touch yourself?
You ever just put too much gold bond on the bollocks?
Dog, that's a burner right there, bro. Drake can do that though.
You know what? When Macaulay Culkin with the aftershave, he's like, ah. That's how it is when you first put on gold bond as a youngin. You know what I'm
Dog,
saying?
now the girls gotta worry about that when he tap with Drake, bro.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't.
OVO hot sauce.
He doesn't. He didn't put it on when he was OVO hot sauce. He didn't put it on while he was doing it. You know what I mean? It was just after.
Hey, yo, you know where you got that from, right? You got it from Eminem. You remember that song, My Salsa? My Salsa, Salsa, Salsa. Have you heard that?
No.
Oh, on My Band, at the end of the song My Band by D12.
This is so.
Oh,
You be
yeah.
listening a lot of Eminem?
Back in the day, bro, that was like one of my top five favorite rappers.
Word. What's on your
Yeah,
playlist right now? Like in general.
to be honest, bro, all I do is listen to underground music or like classic mainstream.
Do you have a playlist specifically or no?
Nah, I don't. I just go on Apple Music and then play whatever.
I'm gonna show you my playlist, and then I'll see if you know anything. William,
Yeah.
It was really nothing by the Smiths. Drake, Paris Morton music. Duke Ellington, The Single Petal of a Rose. Uh, XXX Vice City instrumental. Uh, shit. Headlines by Drake. The Cure, Just Like Heaven.
Mm.
Uh,
Hmm.
Voji Rec, Love Isn't Real with Mad Snake. That one's good.
Hey,
Did you listen to that one?
I don't remember titles, bro.
It,
I'm
it was
awful
the
with.
Africa by Toto remix.
Oh no, I didn't. No way, you sampled that?
Yeah, and I got Voji on it, and he like does a complete like he sings the melody but different lyrics.
Hey, well, let me ask you this, bro. Why do you listen to the music you do? Like, what are you looking for?
What am I looking for? I'm looking to just like I'm looking like if I'm sampling something, I am totally looking to like recapture. Like a lot of people try and like with samples, they try and stray away from like it's become specifically popular in the drill era to like fucking stray away from like what the sample actually has. But if you're doing like funk shit or like more like pop type of stuff, like classic modern music, classic modern music is all about staying true to the sample. So like that's what I try to do is I like to listen to like a lot of music. Like when I'm talking about sampling, I like to listen to music that I could like build off of, but not really like too much because that's not much fun. Like it is fun to build off of it until like it really just depends. I don't. It really depends, but I'm trying to like I'm trying to balance like the sample and also like what I can do with it. There's got to be a good balance.
How old were you when you started to make beats?
13.
And why did you decide to make beats? Why?
Why did I decide to make beats? Because I was listening to like a lot of X with this kid Stefan at a camp. We were like making a short film with like this like workshop, and he was just showing me a bunch of X music, and he showed me this like website called like Soundtrap where we would be like, and we would just experiment with beats and shit. And then they were doing short films. We were like, hey, why don't we do the soundtrack for the film? And me and him did the soundtrack for the film instead of like, like going online looking for shit. So like me and him, the first music I ever made was soundtrack music.
Dude, that is awesome, bro.
For like it was like a zombie movie, like a zombie. It was like the movie was kind of like a mixture of like Breakfast Club and like, Shaun vs. the Dead.
Shaun versus the Dead.
Or Shaun
Shaun
of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead. Yeah, it was kind of like a mixture of Shaun of the Dead and like, the Breakfast Club, and I did like the soundtrack for that.
Bro, I don't know if I told you, but Shaun of the Dead is my favorite movie.
Bro, I love Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
he did Hot Fuzz.
Yeah,
I like Hot Fuzz better, but I love Shaun of the Dead.
Swan.
What'd you say?
It's just the one swan.
Yeah. Bro, that shit. Remember the British guy that like speaks the dialect that no one can understand? Like
yeah.
The Welsh. He's like, that shit was funny.
Or what about this when he goes, yarp?
Yarp. That's who is that? That's the tall guy.
Yeah.
His mother. Wait, who's his mother and his sister? Same person. It's
classic movie, bro. I'm glad you watched that one.
And there's a lot of. What would you say? What were you about to say?
So I know that you want to create a film. What's like the type of film you want to create?
What's the type of film that I'm gonna ask you something after this.
Oh, for sure.
About like the art that you want to make, but the type of film that I would want to make. Honestly, I want it to completely like poke fun at. I want it to be like over the top stuff that pokes fun of like stereotypes in society that like anger a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like kind of, yeah, but not like in a funny way. In a way where like the shit that's going on is so fucked up that it kind of like reverses itself and becomes funny.
That I don't see films like that don't take a comedy direction, so that's brand new right there.
Well, the one that I'm working on is like this like sort of like misogynist type of guy captures a prostitute and a guy who was with a prostitute and leaves them in his basement and like starves them and shit. And then the whole movie's about the prostitute and the guy falling in love a little bit and trying to get the fuck out of the guy's basement. And he's this guy who like is a religious guy, and he has a fundamental disagreement with like prostitution. And I'm like the complete opposite. Like I'm like pro sex work and type of shit. So yeah. I'm the one like the guy who's locking him up. I obviously I don't like this guy. You know what I mean? So like that's what I'm poking. That's what I'm trying to critique.
Hey, I like that, dog.
So that's the type
Now
of
you know.
shit that I want to make. Or like I have this other script for like what it would be like. It's a script in the perception of a guy and a girl who are one the guy is just a normal guy and the
Uh-huh.
girl is a porn star. So it's the perspective of what it would be like to be in a relationship with a porn star.
Yo, you need to interview a porn star, dog.
Bro, I've been in talks with a couple. Like even since I was legit, like even since I was 16, I was talking with porn stars. I'm like yo. But now,
For
like
real?
I feel like it would be way more easier for me now to get that done. But like,
Most def. Everyone's a porn star now.
yeah, bro,
OnlyFans, man.
like yeah, like I know some people that have taken that turn, and it's kind of crazy seeing like someone you went to high school with, and it's like as soon as they turn 18, it's like, boom. It's kind of
Isn't
really
that
like
crazy?
predatory. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm not like mad at like older like guys that like are like businessmen that like find like 18-year-olds to do it, but it's like, dude, if you are into something else, I would not be surprised. And that's what's happened a lot of the times is like people like Ron Jeremy are in
Oh yeah.
jail. Like it's not like pretty outlandish to say that a lot of predatory people in an industry about sex. You know what I mean?
Well, what's so trippy is 18 is young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even though even though it's legal, it is kind of a little bit weird.
Yeah, no, of course. And like the whole like the main thing is like the brain hasn't
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
like
You hit it.
like I was at work and I was just like I forget I was talking about something with someone and they were like I was like what were you doing when you were like my age or some shit. And she was like
Hmm.
I was in a place I shouldn't have been. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah.
Because that's
Yep.
really like the
Yep.
decisions that people make at like my age are fucking stupid. And
Well, what do you
I
think?
could be making some of those decisions right, not right now, but like within the past day, you know.
What do you think about like 40-year-olds and 50-year-olds trying to holler at 18-year-old women, 18-year-old girls?
I think that it's not gonna last.
Oh, definitely not.
You know what I mean?
It definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just not gonna last because like two people like it's just they're at different points of their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like with me, I'm 31, and I think the youngest I'll get with a girl like to date has to be 21.
Yeah,
They have to be like legally able to drink, you know what I'm saying? Because anything younger than that, I feel like they still have a lot to learn. And it's just weird for me.
I feel that. What's at like past the age of? Are you dating like that much? Like I want to ask you that personally.
No, the last time to be honest, I went on a date was 2020, bro.
Word. I was gonna
I didn't
ask
date
like,
nobody.
what's the young like since you were 25? What's the youngest you dated?
So the last girl I dated, which was in 2020, she was 2 years younger than me. So we had
She
like a
was like
lot more in common.
27, 28,
Hmm.
whatever that
Yeah.
was.
Hmm.
That's not. Yeah, that's like right because I think that's the thing that like people in my family have learned is like I have a family member. I'm not gonna say his name, but like he kind of like he would always go for like he would be in his like early 40s, late 30s, and he would go for like the peak girls in the mid 20s and
Right.
shit. But like not really until recently, he's kind of like stuck with someone that's about similarly his age, and
Yeah.
it's lasted way longer.
Yeah. I think it's more healthy that way, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, and
But what about you? How's the dating life with you?
I've only ever gone like 2 years older and 2 years younger with people.
How was it dating someone older?
Well, we didn't date. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
how,
Like we just
yeah, yeah.
hung out. I don't know. I don't know. My like thing is it's just like I still got a lot to like. I'm very inexperienced in like relationships. Really, like I just be having fun. You know what I'm saying? Like
Shoot,
that's all
do you
I'm
even have
thinking
time?
about.
Do you even have time to date?
I would make time.
Okay, okay. Dang, that's dope that you would make time. Cause you busy, man.
I am busy, but like the past couple weeks, I haven't really been putting shit out. I don't know if you've noticed or anything, but like, have you put out a lot the past 2 weeks? Or I feel like the
No, I
holiday
haven't.
season it really fucks you up.
It does, dude. These last 2 weeks I have been inactive for sure.
You've been getting baked. You've been this baker. You've been
I had
getting
it
baked. Or I'm saying, have you been having a lot of fun these past like 3 weeks because it's the holidays and
most
four
definitely
weeks?
a lot of quality time, a good time to reset, vacation, before getting back on the grind.
What's your favorite thing you bought for someone for
Um,
Christmas?
to be honest, a blunt from my cuz, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's just those special gifts, you know what I mean? Those are the ones that matter, you
You're
know?
giving someone an experience.
Yeah, what about you?
I did something similar for my brother, but my favorite thing that I gave someone, I gave someone a puff bar. Like
Ooh,
it was like a guava puff bar, and they
see,
loved
that's
it.
tight.
It was like
I
this.
like
It was like this cute girl with like that I'm friends with, and that was fun. It was fun. Like
what she
it's
say.
fun giving. She said she liked it, but it's fun
Nice.
just like that's what I like to ask. Like, what's your favorite? I don't like asking like, what's your favorite present you got? Like, I want to ask like, what's your favorite thing that you gave someone else? You know what I mean?
Mm, ooh, yeah,
Like why would
I
you like?
like
I don't
that.
I don't understand. Like, it's kind of selfish to just like be like go around and being like, I got this, I got that. Like, why don't you talk about like what you gave?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
like people, you should like more think about what you can offer to
Facts,
other
dog.
people than like I'm selfish as fuck. Like I'm a really selfish guy. Like I'm gonna be honest, but like I think that like me being so selfish, it makes me like think about like how not to be selfish a lot.
Oh,
You know
that's
what
a
I,
good point of view. Yeah, that's a really good point of view. But
so
do
like
you
I'm
feel like
like
you're giving more?
I know, but I try. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to act like I'm the spokesmanship of like not being selfish because I am very selfish. Like you know what I mean? I'm not selfish when it comes to like music and shit, but a lot of the times like the if you see like in my albums like certain people aren't included in shit like in the Serpents albums,
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
mainly because like people just don't really respond or they don't hit me up. Like I'm gonna be honest, like if you look at the people that haven't been on the recent Serpents album, I
Uh,
have intensely tried to hit them up and they've just been like ghosted a lot of the times. Like I'm not saying I'm gonna kick a lot of people out, but there's like certain people just don't put in the effort that like
yup,
me, Voji, Eamon, and Kingsman, and Nervamain, and fucking
yup,
some other people do. Like,
yup. It shows. It definitely shows, bro. And that you're doing your part. That
I'm
you're
old,
doing your
bro. I
part.
was on 8 fucking tracks, 8 out of 13 tracks. You know what I mean? Like, and Voji was on 6 out of 13 tracks, and I think Nervamain
Yeah.
was on 5, and I think you know what I mean. Like, Eamon was on probably like 4 or 5 or something, probably 4, and
Hey,
Nikki.
man.
How many was Nikki on? I think he was only on like 3, but still like and Nikki, one verse from one song with Nikki is worth 5 of
Oh
majority
yeah.
of people's songs. You know what I mean?
Talk for real, like, dude. The people you just named, they're doing their thing. They hungry, bro. So it makes sense why they're responding. You know what I mean?
Nevermain's gonna be like I think his next shit's gonna have like 18 tracks, some crazy number. I think no, I think I might have to slide you some bones to do like a Nevermain review of his next thing, like a reaction or something. Like I would say I need to pay, I need to get you to do some big promo for that. Like I'm not afraid to say it. Like, bro,
Yeah,
motherfucker, like pay Baker for some promo, bro. Like that. You
for real,
know,
dog.
he does
Only
he
if you
does
do
good
it.
reactions, bro.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, bro. Like Now I want to ask you. You're asking me what type of movie I would make. Like, what type of album would you make? Like, not genre, but like, what would I hear in it?
Uh, my next
Story
the
wise.
album story wise, I would definitely talk about the last of what I want to say about my life. You know what I mean? A lot of testimonies, and then because I want that album just to be about what I want to say and that happened in my past, and then leave it at that, like close that book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Matter of
Because I have a
fact,
lot.
now you continue.
I was gonna say because I have a lot to say, and I want to just say it and then be done with it. You know what I mean?
So you're looking for like storytelling type of beats?
Yeah, the most definitely.
I got you then, cause I sampled this girl, singer girl from Baltimore, with her permission. Her name's
Nice.
Zaya Aaliyah, and Zaya Aaliyah, I interviewed her and I've set her up. My interview with her has set her up with like other people. Like I think
Yeah.
Jay Slime said that he watched the interview we did and
Mm,
then did a song with her because of my interview. So like I was proud.
that's
I
mad
was
dope, bro.
proud. I've been always trying to put her on. I don't know what I've done. She's way bigger than me. She's got like fucking huge TikTok, but it doesn't matter. But I sampled her with her permission and fucking I made a beat out of it, and I want to give you that beat.
Ooh,
That's what I'm
yeah.
telling you. I want to give you that beat because it's like real um like Bryson Tillery, but more like bouncy, like
And
Kanye Bryson Tiller
ooh, I
or
like that. Where's she from?
old Kanye but Bryson Tiller type shit.
I like that. Where's she from again?
Baltimore.
And she got that vocal, huh?
Yeah, no, I was gonna she was gonna come to the show that me and Voji and Eamon did, but she just couldn't get a ride or some shit because she's like
Oh
my
man.
age, you know what I mean?
Yo, speaking of the Voji show, you guys have anything else planned for the year?
Well, I gotta get my license reinstated for like my car.
Oh,
It's like I'm
oh, you got your
fucked.
car now?
I can't. I have a vehicle, but I need to get my license reinstated, and I need to like. There's a bunch of bullshit I gotta go through because I got in an accident, and I was at
Oh,
fault. So like, because I failed. It
oh,
was just basically I failed the yield because
oh.
it was foggy. Because dude, this shit's it's really foggy in my area.
Dang, that's cool though, man. I love the fog.
Isn't there a movie called The Fog or some shit?
That movie was trash, bro. Yeah, there was. There is. There is a movie called The Fog. And there's a movie called The Mist. There's all kinds of movies like that.
Environmental horror.
Yeah.
That's just retarded.
Ah, environmental horror.
Yeah, like I don't know.
The
Like I
perfect
don't really
storm.
like horror movies that much.
Me either.
I only like horror movies if they're like comedic or like satire in a way.
What about the others? That's a great film.
I haven't seen that.
Oh man, Nicole Kidman definitely would recommend that
Have
film.
you seen Eyes Wide Shut with Nicole Kidman?
I That's a old school film. Yeah, I watched that when it first came out.
For real?
Yeah.
How old were you? The fuck?
Eyes Wide Shut. That was like what, more than 10 years ago?
1999.
Oh, I was 9 years old.
You saw that in theaters and you were 9?
Bro, I watched a lot of films with my parents, like them taking me.
Bro, that has like an orgy in it, bro.
Bro, well, the first time I saw a nipple was when I watched Titanic.
Bro, bro, I think same, bro.
I
Bro, that
was like,
shit.
what?
Bro,
I was
oh
like, I'm
my,
gonna draw a
bro,
woman.
that shit is one of like the best movies I
Oh
saw at a
yeah.
young age. Like I'm not talking about like best movies like right now. Like what I'm saying, like that was one of the first like really good
Hmm.
movies. You
Oh
know?
yeah. I cried, bro. The music was incredible.
Yeah, bro. Like for real, like that shit. The movie's yamming. Like I
And good
fucking love that
actors.
shit.
The whole film was really great.
I think he didn't make any money off of that movie. Like he decided not to or some shit.
Huh.
James Cameron,
What?
the
I
director
wonder
and
why.
writer. I think because he
What?
already had enough money because he made the Terminator 1 and 2 and like Aliens and a bunch of other movies.
Whoa, that's the same director?
And Avatar, yeah. He made Avatar later, so he probably made a bunch of money later.
What are your thoughts on Avatar? Because I think that movie's mid.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's mid. I fell asleep.
Yeah, but that shit was boring as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's so much better sci-fi movies. I'd rather watch like
Oh yeah.
I'd rather watch like the worst Star Wars movie than that. Which is,
Ooh.
in my opinion, the worst Star Wars movie is The Last Jedi.
Yup.
But the director of that movie is a great director. He made Knives Out and Looper and
Ooh.
like a bunch of really good. He actually directed some of the best episodes of Breaking Bad, like Ozymandias,
Oh
Breaking
wow.
Bad episode. He directed Face Off, the one where
Face Off's dope.
the end of season 4. Like he's directed the two of the best Breaking Bad episodes and like a lot of really good movies. But The Last Jedi was fucking horrendous because what he does with his movies is he tries to make some of the most unpredictable type of shit happen. And with Star Wars, here's the thing about Star Wars. Star Wars has to be predictable or like interesting or like structured in a normal way. The reason is because Star Wars is based off of serials of like old serial TV shows from the 20s and 30s or not 20s and 30s, fucking 50s and 40s. They're based on story archetypes, so they're based on the hero's journey. It's supposed to be structured normally. It's supposed to be based off of samurai stories and like westerns. It's supposed to be structured. Like you're not supposed to make it some experimental art house bullshit. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to have the same tropes that a lot of sci-fi stuff has. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
Like
And
it's not supposed to be an art house experimental fucking movie. You know what I mean? Like it's supposed to be planned out and everything happens a certain way, and that's it just the whole sequel trilogy lacked direction, and that's why I fucking hate it. And that's why the new Mandalorian show and Boba Fett shows are so fucking good is because they're very inspired by like westerns, and like the stories are like a story without influence or a piece of art without influence. Influence can be directly from life or like archetypes and like tropes and like or real shit. In a story without influence is like there's no backbone to it. It's just this bunch of scattered bullshit, and it can either be like really really good or it's either gonna be really fucking bad.
I think the only thing that saved those last 3 films was Kylo Ren.
I didn't really like him either. Like I just thought that he had like a different lightsaber, and I think he was just whining a little. I think he was more whinier than Anakin. I actually think Anakin. I think the prequels. I think the best movie is Revenge of the Sith, out of all the Star Wars movies. And I think Attack of the Clones is criminally underrated.
I would say Attack of the Clones is my favorite.
Yeah, it's really good. It's not my favorite,
Yeah.
but it's really good. Like Revenge of the Sith, though, that's the best Star Wars movie. It has the most lightsaber fights. It's the most emotionally like grabbing, and like it has the most plot twists. You know what I mean? Even though you kind of already know the plot twists, they're still a hit different because the way that they're done is really unexpected.
Yo, when the Sith and Yoda were getting down, bro, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yoda. No, Yoda. He had a dip. I was like, dang, bro. So yeah, Revenge of the Sith is crazy, dog. What'd you think about Yoda leaving like that?
I think it was cool because he was like, goodbye, Chewbacca. That shit was so sad. It was so cool. It was so cool.
Those were really good films right there, dog. I agree with you.
You know what's crazy though is the fact that they like Disney made the Force Unleashed like not canon, so they're not a part of the storyline anymore. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that for sure? That's confirmed?
Yeah, no, like ever since they bought it, they erased it from like the storyline. So the Force Unleashed, you know what's cool about that thing is that in the story, Darth Vader creates the rebellion indirectly.
I like that though.
Because what happens is Darth Vader has a secret apprentice. I'm gonna pull up the Wikipedia so I'm not bullshitting. Unleash. So basically, Starkiller is a secret apprentice of Darth Vader that Darth Vader creates to destroy the Emperor because he wants to overthrow the Emperor. Blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Here we go. So basically, what happens is Darth Vader kind of tells him that you gotta like fucking. In order, he wants to overthrow the Emperor, so he wants to start a rebellion to overthrow the Emperor. So then what he tells Starkiller to do is recruit senators that are like powerful, and he ends up recruiting Leia's adopted father, Mon Mothma, all these fucking people. So
Yeah.
like, even though there's a lot of fight between Vader and Starkiller, Vader, like, the rebellion symbol is Starkiller's family symbol. You know what I mean? Like
Oh wow.
so like, but instead we get like a bunch of random characters that we don't know in the form of
Yeah.
the Rogue One movie, or how the rebellion is like formed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
retarded. Like the
It is.
fucking Rogue One. I think it was a fun movie. It was really fun, and it had a lot of grit, and there was it was very emotional. Like, everything was kind of really well set up,
Yeah.
but um,
The ending, bro. That ending though.
it was a good ending.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it. I actually really liked the movie, but um, the Force Unleashed is just better, to be
Yeah,
honest.
definitely. I agree with you there.
And also, like,
Why?
what were you saying?
Why would Disney do that?
Because I don't know, bro. Because it's not profitable. But actually, it is profitable. Like, who wouldn't want to watch a movie about a fucking lightsaber, like a
All of
lightsaber,
us,
a lightsaber guy hunting Jedi and
bro. We
starting
want to see that,
but then having a redemption arc and becoming the creator of the rebellion.
bro. We got fans out here making better Star Wars films.
Yeah, that's true though. Like the Star Wars theory guy.
Yes.
You saw
You
that
know
one?
about him,
Bro, yeah. No, I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of
Dude, he's
him.
dope.
And
He's dope.
I make Star Wars videos. My last video that's out is a video explaining that Wookiee bounty hunter guy in the new. He's like this character in the Boba Fett thing. So I'm just talking about like what like his backstory from the comics in the video.
I have not watched the Boba Fett series yet. How's that going?
It's really good because, these new series are tapping into what George Lucas originally wanted to do with the sequel trilogy. The sequel trilogy was going to be about how the children of Darth Vader, and how they rebuild the galaxy. Okay, how they rebuild the galaxy was going to be originally about how they would have to rebuild the galaxy, but have to fight against criminals of the criminal underworld. Okay. So the Clone Wars sort of took off where George Lucas left off with his plans for the sequel trilogy. So let me explain to you George Lucas's plans for the sequel trilogy. He wanted to have it like this is before Darth Maul came back in the Clone Wars series. He was gonna have it so Darth Maul survived, and in episodes 6 to 9 went and took control of the criminal underworld and created a criminal empire fighting against the New Republic, and how he would take on the apprentice of Darth Talon, which is the red the stripper people, the stripper girls, like you know what I'm talking about, with the things on the back of their. She was like red. She was a red one with tattoos, and she looks like she's like female Darth Maul and hot.
Yeah,
pretty much. And basically, she was going to be the apprentice of him, and basically, it was going to be how like Luke and Leia have to fight against the criminal underworld and form the New Republic.
that would have been hard, bro.
Yeah. So like,
Damn.
it would have been, and also, I think Boba Fett would have probably. I think he said Boba would have been in it. I don't know, but it's mainly about how like the criminal underworld fight against the New Republic, and I think that would have been so fucking cool.
Yes.
I mean, what do you see with the Mandalorian? You see a lot of the criminal underworld, and with the Boba Fett, you see like him take control of the criminal underworld. So we're kind of seeing it in a smaller TV version of it. It's not bad. It's just not as grand. So maybe if they want to do like a fourth trilogy, like after it, like maybe 40 years after, or like some shit, I think it would work. I think they should set it up.
Me too.
I think they should set it up to like where Baby Yoda is like grows up, and that's the next trilogy of Star Wars. Wouldn't that be cool?
Ooh, that would.
It would have to be like 100 years in the future, though. It would have to be 100 years in the future, or like 40, 50. I think it could work. Like I think maybe the Mandalorian. I don't know. I think Mandalorian just sort of aged like normal people, But I think
They
like
do.
if he was old, how old do you think he'd be? So he's probably like 30, 29, and this is 10 years after the. Yeah, let's break this down. So this is 10 years. So the Mandalorian's like 9 to 10 years after the fucking Battle of Yavin. So
Same
after
years.
the main trilogy.
Okay.
So he would be basically like around 20 to 30 or some shit. So like let's go like late 20s, early 30s. Let's just go 30. So
Okay.
that gives us a 20-year gap to when the sequel trilogy happens. So let's think. He could probably, if he was like 60 or 50, you know what I mean?
That,
It
that'd
wouldn't
be
be
tight.
that weird.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't
It
be
would
that
be.
weird.
It would be grand, dog. But what about Baby Yoda? Like, how does he age?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he would
Yeah.
probably just be like a late teenager by the time the new trilogy would happen. But I don't think that they would do that. I think that maybe what they should do. Let's think. What should they do?
Bring back Jar Jar Binks, dog.
Yeah. No, maybe like Ray's like grandchildren or some shit. I
She
don't
would have
know.
to, right?
I don't know. I mean, but anything without Ray, because she's a shitty fucking character.
Dude, that was dumb, bro.
She just ruined the Skywalker legacy, bro.
Dun, 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 dun. Bro, Star Wars got some dope rides at Disneyland, bro.
But that's all they wanted, right? They didn't want to make good movies. They wanted the rides.
That's exactly what they wanted to do. That's where the money at.
It's just this shit really
You,
pisses me off. Like that's why, and even with the fucking, even them trying to go back in the past and try and make shit set before Star Wars,
yeah,
they're doing the High Republic, which is only set 200 years to 300 years in the past. When where the good stories are at would be
Old
like
Republic.
the Old Republic, Darth Revan, the
Yep.
Eternal Empire with
Mm,
Valkorion, or like Malgus, the story, or Darth Bane, how the Rule of Two happened.
woo.
Like, there's so much shit that
Yes.
they could do, but they just aren't. They're choosing not to do, and it just everything's fucked with them, and that's why like
Yes.
I just don't choose. I consider like this. I consider like half of what they like less than half of what they've done, like a part of the Star Wars story. Like I don't consider the new trilogy a part of the Star Wars story. I consider the Star Wars movies ended with Return of the Jedi.
Yes. Same, bro. Same. The other ones don't count. Sorry. That's just the way it.
Mandalorian, definitely that happens because that's
10
awesome.
out of 10. 10 out of
Awesome.
10.
Yeah, Boba Fett happens. Star Wars Rebels, I actually really like that. The Clone
That was
Wars is
hard.
obviously awesome,
Clone Wars is dope.
and the Bad
I haven't
Batch
caught
is
up yet.
awesome.
I've seen only the first episode. Did you watch the rest of it?
I watched like 4 episodes.
Yeah, that one didn't really get me. It didn't keep me watching it.
Yeah, but like Dave Filoni, the guy who leads he made the Clone Wars. He just ran Rebels. He ran the Mandalorian.
Oh,
Like showrunner of all this shit. Like he really cares about this shit. And Jon Favreau, the guy who made Iron Man, who directed Iron Man and created this
yeah,
cinematic universe.
that's crazy,
Not
huh?
created, but like was a key point. And he plays Happy
Yeah,
Hogan.
yep.
He's the one directing a majority of the Mandalorian episodes and shit. Or not directing it, but like yeah, he directs a couple of them, and he like is writing it, like he writes it. So Jon Favreau really cares about the fucking Star Wars shit, but
Talented.
they don't decide to put the people that run the TV stuff in charge of the movies. If they would have done that, then they would
Yeah,
have been making good shit. But they never really
yeah.
like let one person be in charge of the story for the sequel trilogy.
But but why did he always like switch directors?
I'm not sure, but that's the thing that people get confused. I mean, yes, 4 out of 6 of those movies were directed by George Lucas, But the thing about the ones that weren't directed by George Lucas is that almost every day he was on the set because he was the
Yeah.
producer. So he was on the set, he wrote everything. Like, I mean, or he wrote the story outline and he wrote the script. He was there to make sure that his vision was fulfilled, even in the ones that he didn't direct. And even with this Clone Wars TV show, he had to approve. Like, they had a whole Lucasfilm had a whole section when it comes to like licensing characters. They have to approve if things are like meant are allowed to be canon or allowed to be part of the story. So they have to like look at the timeline and say like, hey, this will have to happen here, so it won't conflict with where this character is at over here. He was very well like organized and shit like that, but they saw an opportunity to just completely like remove like 40 years of Legends storylines, such as like the Thrawn trilogy, the Old
Hmm.
Republic, or the Yuzan Vong War, like all this shit, the story with Jason Solo. They decided to remove all of that and do a clean slate, when really what they could have done is do what Marvel did and loosely pulled from the Star Wars Legends like video games and loosely
Yes.
stayed true to like that lore and also was able to build something new. But what they decided to do is really not anything that any of those things did.
You would think that they would learn from the Marvel how successful that went. If they would put that on Star Wars, you know,
Exactly. They should
that would
have.
be incredible.
Yeah.
Because no one does that like Marvel, bro. No one.
The thing is like Endgame had was being animated in 2016.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing that Star Wars just hasn't really had. I think that like it's done a good thing for like the actors involved with it, but you can kind of tell in interviews that they don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? Like John Boyega doesn't really give it, like a lot of them don't really give a shit. And John Boyega was like even saying like though they only really like picked him because they wanted this cast to be diverse. You know what I mean? Like he
He
literally
did good though.
heard. No, he did good, but he heard that shit. He heard that they didn't pick him. They didn't really care about his character.
They should have, dude. They could have done so much more with that character.
Yeah, like, and he only hit wielded a lightsaber the first thing.
My gosh, bro. I thought he was gonna do so much more, bro. I was disappointed.
Yeah, honestly, like I think Rey is she's powerful from the start. Like she has no character growth. You know what I mean?
None.
Like we literally see like Anakin Skywalker from when he's like 9 years old till when he
Yeah.
was fucking in his 60s. You know what I mean? Like he went through like as much like that's the thing is in the second movie his like hand gets cut off and he loses. Like the main
Yeah.
character of the prequel trilogy doesn't really do shit until the third movie.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And what's that
Yep.
say about? But that's like not. How do I say this? That's not profitable. Like imagine like I guess like I don't know, but really it was profitable because like how much money did the prequel trilogy fucking make? It made a lot of money. Like I don't understand why they were like trying too hard to
Way too
just
hard.
yeah. That's what I'm trying to say is that the Disney tried too hard with the sequel trilogy and really they could have just done things the way that things were done and it would have been good.
The political correctness, bro. It got some.
I mean, yeah, but like you can be like progressively political, like, and not like do it in a shitty way. You know what I
Can you
mean?
name an example?
Can I name an example of things being like
Done right.
progressive in
Yeah.
this third season of Stranger Things?
Really? I didn't see that.
The one girl was like the one girl you didn't see that there was like one no, that's not a good example. Let me think of a good example of that shit being done well, where there's like a lot of like diverse characters, and it doesn't fuck everything up. Let me think.
Because the Eternals freaking flopped. because they're trying to do that with that film.
Nah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Like a new piece of art that does it diverse. Let me think. Degrassi. The TV show Degrassi.
Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you know they
right.
they really do
They
it.
did do that right.
They do it very like the trans character in the 10th season, like when that character died, I think it was Adam, that was the character when he died. That was very sad. That was like that show was able to like put a lot of struggles that people in the modern age have to deal with and put it good. But I think that's the thing that you can't do with big trilogy like fantasy movies, because you can in a way, but they're supposed to fulfill certain archetypes and tropes, and when you make those trilogies that already have characters, you can find ways to make tropes replaced with progressive ideologies. You can do that. You can have a girl saving a girl. You can do that, but they didn't even really do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they didn't do that. Like, honestly, like if they had like a storyline where like a guy saves a guy that he, blah blah blah, was in love with in the new Star Wars movies, it wouldn't be that bad. It would just kind of be like a modern play on how they save Leia. You know what I mean? But they didn't even do that.
But they don't want that.
They should find a way to make it fit in the story well, and they didn't do that.
I don't think they will.
I think with the Mandalorian, I think that they could with that. Like they could. I think if they do, they're gonna do it good. Like whoever runs the Mandalorian just knows what the fuck they're doing.
You're right.
Yeah.
Who is that, by the way? Do you know?
I think the showrunner is either John Favreau. Mandalorian.
That's why, bro.
It's John Favreau and Dave Filoni, the guy who did the Clone Wars. So you know what I mean?
They're geniuses,
it was
bro.
created by John Favreau, yeah. And the showrunner
Man, he's so talented.
And the producer is like Dave Filoni directs episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of it's written by Dave Filoni and John Favreau. So they both together, blah, 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 do everything. And the thing about that is a lot of them share the same director. So the last season has a lot of the same directors as the second season, with a couple exceptions. But like the first season has the directors Dave Filoni, Rick Famuyiwa, Deborah Chow, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Taika Waititi, who did the Taika Waititi. He did the Thor Ragnarok. And he's Jojo Rabbit. He did the film Jojo Rabbit. He's Korg. Yeah. But then the second season has John Favreau, Bryce Dallas Howard, like Rick Famuyiwa. Like they share the same with the directors. They have a couple of new ones though. Robert Rodriguez, the director, the guy who did Spy Kids and Machete and Desperado. He's gonna be he's doing a lot of the Boba Fett show. He's doing a lot of the Boba Fett episodes. Like he's directed, I think, the first 2 episodes.
Yo, how do you go from Spy Kids to Machete?
He's a genius, man. Like so his story. I have his book where he wrote a book about how he made a movie for $7,000 in 1992, 93, and it ended up making $2 million.
Ooh, what a profit, bro! That's all profit right there.
Yeah, so Sony bought it. Cause like he was one, like he that's his come up. It took a while, and it's a really good book. It's called Rebel Without a Crew, because it was like a 1-man crew. Like he had to like record everything set. It was really fucking crazy, like the way he did this shit.
How much money do you need, bro, to get a film going?
I could probably do it with like, depending. If I were to write it, I would have to write it around the budget, but I could probably do one for like only like $1,000, bro.
What?
If I
Dang,
really
for
wanted
real?
to. Like if I only had my homies. Like you know what I mean?
thousand
Like if I just had my
dollars.
friends. Like it depends on how I would have to write it, but I could probably write something that would only cost that much amount.
Hey, I like that. Dang, that's cool. You can make it work for $1,000, bro. Because that's like pocket change.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez directed the first episode of Book of Boba Fett, but like I think you would like it. You're gonna love it.
Wait, which one are we talking about?
Boba Fett, the TV show Boba
Oh
Fett.
yeah, isn't there like 3 episodes right now?
Just two. Well, there's probably
Um,
three because I think the first it's 1 a.m. where I am at. So
oh, okay. Every Wednesday.
yeah.
I'm gotta check that one out, dog. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to watch it.
Let me look. Let me see if I can watch it after this if it's out.
That'd be sick. Hey, so how are your acting skills?
They're good when I want them to be. You know what I mean? Like if I care. Like when I was in acting class, like I did a lot of acting class. I just didn't really care about anything I was doing. So I think my acting would only be good about like centering around shit that I actually like write. I would only be able to get back really good in shit that I write.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Like M. Shia, just be, direct your film, but still play a part in it.
like Spike
Type
Lee.
vibe.
Like he only really acts in his own movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the earlier work, at least. You know, I think fucking what was that shit called? She's Gotta Have It. Like he was really good in that and Do the Right Thing, obviously, but like he's a fucking really good actor, Spike Lee.
I didn't watch She Gotta Have It.
That's a good one. It's on Netflix, I think.
Word?
It's all about like this one. It's all about that one girl that's in entanglements. You know what I mean? And can't pick
Okay.
one. Can't
Oh,
pick one
dude.
guy. It's all about that type of girl. It's a
She
good
got a
movie. She's Gotta Have
habit.
It.
Nah, I don't have it on Netflix. I could check it out somewhere else though.
Yeah, 1986. But
Ooh, 1986, dude. What's your favorite type of film? Like what year?
what do you mean?
Like what era of films was the best that hit for you? Like for me, it's the 90s, like the Gremlins, movies like that. Wait, Gremlins was in the 80s actually, like the late
Yeah.
80s.
No, my favorite era for movies would probably be like late 90s, mid 90s to early 2000s. Like
Early to
1995 to 2005 is my favorite decade for movies. Like I'm not going to pick like the 90s. I'm going to pick like 1995 to 2005.
Well, the 90s had a lot of cheesy films.
Not really. They were all like dark independent movies. Like it depends. I think the 80s was cheesy.
You think so?
I don't like 80s movies.
You didn't like the Gremlins?
Nah, I kind of like when I was a kid. Like I like The Goonies was a good cheesy movie.
The Goonies, I didn't watch that movie. That's funny. That's crazy that you say that. We're the little opposites on that.
Yeah. What's your favorite
Yeah, cause
era for rap?
I'm gonna have to say early 90s. The NWA, Dr. Dre, Easy E, Snoop Dogg, Tupac, like that was crazy for me. Uh,
Mine's
what about
2000.
you?
Mine's 2008 to 2013.
Oh, that was a good time, dude.
Like,
That was
cause
digital,
mainstream
bro.
music was on the same like quality as underground music.
Wasn't that like the time where autotune was coming into play?
It was done really well.
Yeah. Yeah, those were some good times. Those were fun times for music. That's when everyone was having a good time.
Yeah, bro. I gotta
I
go
don't
to the
think no one was
bathroom,
beefing.
bro. Like, I think,
Like,
I think I'm fucking with this episode. I think I'm done, bro. I'm kind of
yeah,
done.
beautiful, bro. Love
Thanks for
it.
coming on though. Like this shit was fun, but I gotta
It
take a
was,
shit.
yeah, dude, do
Bro,
that, bro. It was a good time. Thank you for having me on, brother.
you got anything you gotta announce, like videos that you could speak
No,
on,
not
shout
at all.
outs?
Not at all. Just want to shout out you, bro. I appreciate our relationship. It's beautiful.
Bro, yeah, no, we gotta do one like, bro, the serpents one. We gotta do that. Yeah. By the way, coming soon. Baker interviews the Circle of Serpents.
Dude, there you guys heard. You guys heard it because it wasn't announced.
Yeah, shit. And this will be out within the next 3 days.
For sure. There it is, y'all. Y'all heard it. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be exciting. You're gonna learn so much more about the collective.
All right, like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.
Peace.